That's how I wanted to say it. Just wanted to verify. I don't want to see the thing I have to change, because that means, again, great loss. I know I said that the last time, but somehow it's still important for people to understand that. It really is. We'll put those names over there. Oh, no problem. Hey, Kate, there you are. You won 15 minutes in the drawing. So if you'd like to use that today on the air, you let me know, because that's how we do it, is through here, whether it's through Zoom or through whatever means. Let's see. Going through there. Spirit loves to chat. Spirit loves to talk. Spirit loves also to see you become happier, healthier, and stronger spiritual human. And working on the glossary, and you think, well, why can't I just whip one out? Because it's taking words that you know, but taking them and put them on a spiritual twist so that you can awaken. It's taking and downloading and typing in the code so that, one, you can understand what the hell is it that she's saying. And so I put it, I've actually got a couple memes that started to come out, and there's some pictures that go along with it. And I'm not a great artist, so, but I think it's going to work. I really do. Hello, Melissa. Oh, gotta get the voice. Okay, I think we're getting it. Okay. Set the timer. Two bits and a haircut with an extra tip there. Oh, Melissa, can you hear me?
I can.
Yay! Okay, so let me just make sure I have my volume up, because sometimes there. Okay, believe I turned it the right way. How can I help you?
So I've had a lot of inner turmoil lately. I've been able to recognize it and see where I'm just jumping off path and back on, and just this big craziness.
Okay.
And it's just,
so here's what I see. You can feel the intensity and the tenseness. And the first thing they said, it had a lot to do with, we're going to go back to about 5.5, 6 years old. And they said that you kind of fractured yourself. What that means is that something scared you so bad that it ended up, you kind of like created another alter part of yourself to handle the situation. And it could be that you started school, it could be any of those things, but they also said it's connected to learned helplessness. You're learned to have to do that. So it's like, I don't want to do it, but you're taught one way or the other, you have to do it. So that means you have to be taught by guilt or shame or spankings. Do you understand what I'm saying?
yes.
Okay, does anything come up?
A couple things actually. I have things that I have to tend to, and I recently had to tell someone to, well, actually a couple of hours ago, go tend to yourself. I have other things to do, and you're a grown up, so do it.
Did you get dumped on?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
they showed me this, that you got dumped on. When you started to use your voice and stand up when you were little and said, I need to do this, or like, I need to do it by myself, or I need to do this, you got dumped on because how dare you mess up their reality, is what I'm getting.
yes, this particular situation was me allotting myself the time that I need to be able to process and function in a way that works for me, not in according to somebody else's timeline that makes them more comfortable. And it wasn't received well. I was still like, that's okay, you don't have to.
Right.
I'm just telling you what's going to happen.
And that's good of you that you're starting to notice this, but that's that reactions. Now, here's an interesting thing. You stood up, you said what you needed to say, and it wasn't received well. Were they here? How do I put this? I see an energy cord, which is what we do is because it becomes in our identity. So we chase it. We chase this particular energy field. It's not healthy usually. And
No.
it repeats itself. So what they're saying is that in this case, you were chasing people to show up to you as jealous. And how dare you, not include me. So I feel like when you were younger, you had to be there, let people dump their shit on you. And as you had to learn to be there for them, then when you took any time, maybe gave attention to somebody else, or you gave attention to yourself or attention to something else, they were jealous that you weren't giving them that attention. So then they thought they could take it out and dump on you again. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what I see is your 5.5-year-old is repeating this over and over, and it has done it. It's got very much, they said another one that stands out besides 5.5, that's the original. They want you to pay attention to what happened when you were 17. Because my body is saying this really became an instilled habit when anybody with lofty energy use like, oh, okay, I got to go into automatic mode. This is what I have to do. This is, and it's all about that survival mindset. Does this make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the huge
That's when
part, okay, go ahead.
that's when there was a huge turning point where instead of being dumped on, I would just really lash out to make everybody stay away from me.
Okay. Blaming, did you feel like that was your answer, or did they blame you and then you blamed them? Because they said that's a big part.
Yeah, that would happen, and then I started to get them first.
Very good. All right. There's
I
something
did.
we're going to get out of this. And Spirit says, notice that particular pattern and that you had to go do this first. Now, they are saying you're going to end up healing backwards to get to that benevolent heart. And that is
Okay.
one thing that becomes automatic is that when you have to do it first, is that you may not even know you're doing it in some situations. So
There's some situations now that I'm able to see. It's almost like I'm watching myself.
yay!
And you can, and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop it. Don't do that. That's not what you want to do. That's not who you are. Stop it. And it's like watching a movie, but in reverse.
Yes, yes. And see, this is where they're telling you is that they're so proud right now. They want you to know that you're ready to heal this out. And they said that it has to do with the key part of jealous. Whether you're jealous, they're jealous, but you need to take that word and you're going to go define it. Okay. And once you do, they said that you're just going to say, thank you, Spirit, because it'll just start to pop up. But what happens when somebody's jealous if there's just no empathy? It's like it's gone instantly. And you're going to catch other words like, however, it's going to, they're just saying, let her discover. Okay. So I'll let you discover when it pops up. Because it's going to have such a hold on you, you're going to grab your left wrist and you're going to find that third position and you're going to push in deep. Okay. And you're going to measure it because you're going to have a lot of fresh experiences. But if you can really heal it on the first one, you'll start to see that they're actually whisper of opportunity because you're ready. You're so tired. You're like, enough's enough. I'm done. And if you start kicking it out of the park now, taking off the charge, you will start to understand more on the kaleidoscope of life. And those perspectives are just going to start showing you. And then you're going to learn how to get out of judgment and get into perception and into that particular discernment. And so when they start doing that, you won't lose any power. You won't have to even play that game because your energy of your fractured self is starting to say, you know what, I don't need this. And I feel like an integration needs to happen, but it can't until you start to do that, take out that. And they keep saying that with that jealousy or the way they're behaving or the way you're behaving, it's created you to have this automatic learned reaction response. And you're like, I'm so done with it.
Yeah.
But you're also petrified of a consequence. So they said Now, the reason why you came there is that around 4 years old, there was a consequence when you didn't learn that. So this is huge. Now, they said they can give you a little insight on this, and that's how you're petrified. They did say that you had a direction of energy. So you must have got yelled at in a certain particular direction. So you may not like looking in one direction more than the other, or even holding your body. So if somebody comes at you, you may notice you may turn more, but your body's trying to tell you something. So it's trying to compensate to protect. But whatever it is for, you became very petrified. And they said that I don't want to be blamed, and I don't want to behave that way, and I don't want to have to behave like that. It's like this is where the beginning, where it all happened. You couldn't prevent it, you couldn't stop it. But again, you were meant to develop and learn, understand the parameters and the emotions. They want you to know when that comes up, you're going to grab R1S, because you're like, you know what? I'm not really too crazy and keen on rejection. So ultimately, even though there's jealousy and all this crap going on, you felt that love, whatever, whoever and what it was from, whatever state they were in, you felt that separation.
Yeah.
And you're petrified. So those are your key words, and those are the things that you need to do, because you are so close to flipping it and changing it and getting your power back. And I'm so proud of you for that. I really am. You're going to, once you get this, you're going to just really wake up and just understand what happened is you were on a wave. You know, you're like, oh, I had to work, I had to this. You were actually on a wave. You were going out and collecting information. And when you started to come back to your center of source, and that means you also came back to tribe and all of that, what happened was you're like, oh, okay, that's enough. I'm done. I'm coming back. And so you actually are more spiritually in charge. I just wanted you to let you know.
Okay.
So if you decide, oh my God, I fell off and I've done, no, don't beat yourself up. It was part of the program that for you.
Yes, I definitely felt that. It was because when I first fell off, I felt bad. Right. I felt bad about it. And I said, why do you feel bad? It's not, this is your path. Take the time. This is what you're supposed to do. This is part of the journey. And everything went smooth. And then it was, okay, it's time to come back. Go ahead, do this.
Oh, I'm so proud.
Okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. We're just going to go with this. And then this last week, it was roller coaster. And I'm like, no. There's a film, and I don't get the film. That I don't want to be on the roller coasters. What is this film that I can't just, I can see through it. I can see what's happening, but I can't get to that. I can't everything's blurry.
Right. And this is part of like today it was you're not willing to see. Even though you started to look, there's that petrified feeling as the child. If I change that, what's really going to happen?
Yeah, that scaredness of that little bit farther, that little bit farther, that little bit farther.
Exactly. But you're going to do it, because I already see that all the variables in the now and the future have actually rearranged themselves. Instead of picking up the past and repeating, you actually have decided, I'm going to let that go. So I already can tell that you have made major leaps in your heart and your mind. So I feel like you got a lot more brain and heart coherence, and so that you're able to let go of those things. So good job. Yay. Thank you so much for coming on and paying it forward. I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you real soon, okay?
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. Now that's real good to know, okay? If you listen closely, there's a ton of gems that was said, and you can really, if you hear it, heal it. Let's see now. I need to get back to the right screen. Oh, no, wait. Okay, so you just woke up. So the next person, let me just, we're going to take and notice that the next person we're going to take is James. And then I see Pamela has wanted a couple extra minutes. That's awesome. We can do that. I'll just have to move this out of the side so I can see was sent. Okay, gotcha. So Mr. James. Now, James usually is busy driving something. So James, are you here? So do you want it like this? Because, yeah, I'm not going to send a link while you're driving. Usually that's what's happening. So hopefully, James, you understand that you're next, and I'm going to, there you are. Yeah, you drive truck. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you like this, and it'll be on the subject that you had asked me the other day. Okay, so I will be discreet as possible. Okay. Oof. Okay, so now when you are changing and you're starting in your relationships, there's a couple things that come up. When you are with a person and you know that you would like them to change, or is it a demand, or is it is it for her health? But when a person can't change, and if you can't tolerate that space, you're going to have to understand you need to either heal out the intolerance, or you need to allow yourself to get into the space of knowing that, you know what, I need to go somewhere else. But I wouldn't go anywhere just yet. A lot of times we will sit there and our brain will kick in a program and run it. So as I feel like you're learning with this person how to self-soothe, and the energy to which you chase is that you've seen it in other examples. So if lofty energy, if it's not happening to you, you may have healed enough that you're actually watching it happen to somebody you love. And it still becomes the thing you need to address and heal. So why do we have to give our power away? Why? And I feel like in a way you've seen in the past that it's happened, and you're like, well, I'm not letting that happen anymore. Good, you've grown, and now you may need to know some wisdom. Why is it that this person is allowing certain things to occur? And we can stand back and we can judge. We can say they're in fear, they're in that and this. But on a spiritual essence, to why that's happening is because the reaction that this person is giving, instead of standing up and fighting back and doing what's, seems logical, the response that was learned was to silently brood. Her reaction to the situation has been, this is how I cope-handled and dealt with it. This is how I know that, and it's just habit. She could heal that. But look at it from the sense of, I'm learning how to self-soothe. I know that I had people all over the place that were constantly telling me in every direction, constantly in my face. And so you can use this as a mirror aspect. How lofty energy, people that were very haughty, used words, guilt, shame, all of this to control you. Now you get to see a different side of the mirror. And you don't like it, and because you can see how it hurts. You've been there, you've done that yourself. But you're learning that you don't accept this anymore. This isn't going to happen. But what do you do when it's not really happening to you, but happening to a loved one? Spirit wants you to stand back and notice that the intolerance was you're not taking that shit anymore, which was good. But now it is, I no longer intolerate it so much that the moment I see it, it just really disturbs me, and that's what you need to heal out, because certain people's relationships have to play out the way they need to. So to help you handle or how to resolve out that intensity is that you have to step back one further and notice that love is used as a weapon. Your next phase also is just to stand back and go, I love you, but, and now you notice what an I love you, but is instead of I love you and. And I love you, but means that there's some type of thing. I want a particular outcome. I'm not getting it. What can I do to get you to give me that particular outcome? And that can be all the people in all directions, whether they're kids or their siblings or their parents. It's this social intelligence that needs to be upgraded. For you, it was a learned behavior that if love was used as a weapon, that you would behave a certain way. You're now seeing it not from a parent to a child. You're seeing it on another opposite angle. And it's like, what? So you're meant to not be so caught up in the ego, but to stand back and start noticing this and taking the gems. But your body's intensity is that I'm overwhelmed by it. It stresses me out and I don't want to go there anymore. They're saying, good, you can heal that. And you can feel the person feeling small, silent, brooding, not sure how to be assertive, all of these things, just these little things. You can kind of see that because it's very familiar to you. To heal that out, I would tell you L3D. L3D, left wrist, third position deep. And when you're doing this, I want you to notice that they're being treated as an object. I was treated as an object once. How do I know this? How, and I don't want to feel small. I don't want to feel that they have no empathy. I don't want them to criticize me and control me and let you love to be used as a weapon to the point where you end up dreading. So L3D. Another one would be R2D, where the effects are happening. All said and done, you're still vibrating in a very intensity state. And as you do your best to mull it over and you haven't come to a conclusion, your younger self came to the conclusion that I'm supposed to self-loathe. I hate myself. I made them cry, do this and that. And they said that's in the self-loathing that it's going to keep certain things in play. You take out that denigration and that self-loathing to yourself, you're going to allow yourself to actually move out of that hell and find your happiness. So R2D, that one, because you're like, I have to deprive myself in order for love to take place. That last line, measure that, heal that out, it's still R2D. The other thing they tell me to have you do is that when you dream, allow yourself to manifest and be happy and joyful and let everybody's lives, there's a lot of lessons to be here to learn, but how do I show up? What's the best way for me to do it? I don't need to fix it, or I can do this. Dream. Set your GPS to dream. And if that person doesn't want to dream with you, then you'll know to some degree that I do want something more to life. Okay, I just heal. That's all I'm going to tell you to do. If you weren't driving, I would have you rub some points. That would really allow your brain to shift out of seeing that way. And then you would totally get to see what I'm talking about. And if you do that, see, and I don't know if I have it up on my wall, which I might, but there's a part of you, they want you to do it. Okay, I'm going to say this and then we'll see if hopefully I've got the thing up on my wall. They want you to take and left side, so the left side of the body, you're going to look for ST, which is the letter ST42. You'll see what I'm talking about when you see the picture. LU9 and TE4, left side only. Get a magnet, use both sides of the magnet on that. Like TE4 is here. And so you would use a magnet, just like in those other places I told you. And then you rub it for 20 to 30 times. And your brain of how you're holding the picture will start to shift. And then they want you to do the right side. The right side is LI4, LR3, and TE4. No magnets on this side, but just rub them. Again, you'll start to notice how your thinking will change. Your brain will start to come back into balance. And for both, you're going to rub both sides. They want you to do just the KI3. Now, if I need to find, I need to go to my business. I need to go here. The resolving tools at medicinewomansolution.bluely.com to see, because I don't think I have it on my Academy page yet. Because I believe the picture that I need you to see. Huh. Oh, that's changed. Give me a second, people, so I can catch up with myself. What is it called? Source points? Yes, it's under. I do have it up. Good for me. All right, it's called source points. And those are the points you're going to be using. Get back to the right screen, and I will put that into there. This is what I was referring to. So if you hear me say letters without numbers or letters with numbers, it is because of that chart, that source point chart. This is how I have you work with the innate in the physical body with those energies. It can flip the brain into coming back into balance and polarity as a whole. It can do amazing things, especially if you got headaches and stuff. Your body will get right back into it. But I love how it takes and flips somebody that was depressed, and it starts to balance their brain so that they can remember, wait a minute, I don't have to be in that space. So this is a really good one. Okay. Let's see now. Oh, good. I was spot on. Excellent. Okay, good. I have to check my screen. So give me a minute. Crystal Allen's next. Crystal Allen is next. I need to find her real quick. And Miss Crystal, I was just thinking of you today, dear. Here you are. What's this say? Gotcha. Okay. I got to get out of that screen. I got out of that screen so good. I lost my page. Silly girl. Tricks are for kids. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Back to the thing. All right. You're welcome, James. I know you can do it. I love you too, and I know you can do this. I know you can do this. Just get in there and do the healings. You will be thankful you did, because you know you're a good man. Okay. Oh, okay. So if you're new, hang in there. We will get to your 1 minute. And right now we're doing expedites. I'm waiting for somebody to come into the room so that you can hear about what an expedite is. And I'm looking. And just those that have want a reading, we will get to you soon. And again, you don't have to have the video on. You can do audio, or you can do it like James just did, which is in the room. So it depends on how you want it. But if you do video, understand it becomes the rights of Medicine Woman Solution. And once it's up, it's up. Oh, I think we got volume. Hold on. No, not yet. Oh, we got video. Okay. Hopefully we'll get volume in just a second. Yes. Can you hear me, hon? Oh, nope. Hold on. We'll try that. Try that now. Yes.
Hear me now? Hear me now?
Yay. Oh, okay. Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Okay. So how can I help you?
I sent you that picture
Oh,
of the X-rays.
let me.
Like, there's faces in my X-rays
Oh, yeah.
on my neck and then my back.
Interesting. Just give me a second to focus on it.
Go ahead.
Need to make it bigger. Oh, I make it bigger. Okay. Okay, so you definitely are off your axis right now. The energy cord that connects up. So as your neck, in the neck, this is energy. Oh, interesting. This is energy towards you that people play these push and pull games, and there's actually a signature of a person that has been very angry towards you, and they left their mark. Okay. Sometimes people will leave their signatures, not because it's a spell, it's because the intensity of the energy, they will leave the mark. And in this case, that's what I'm seeing with one. Definitely it's a male. I feel like it could have been one of your ex-husbands. Have you have an ex-husband that passed over?
Yeah, remember the second one?
Yes. Okay. And notice
We
that.
always talk about the second one.
Yep. Okay. Well, okay. Here
Yeah,
we go again. Now, the energy signature doesn't mean that their soul is there. It just means that the energy of the imprint. So let me look, and I'm going to ask. They said yes. Your nervous system is what is control. So you had an X-ray on your neck. Why did you have an X-ray on your neck? So tell me what doctors have told you, or whatever.
told me that in the main picture that I sent you,
Mm-hmm.
there's a face at the very bottom with a long nose.
Yes.
The doctor said that there's a couple messed up discs. I got arthritis really bad in my
Gotcha.
neck.
Gotcha. Okay, so what now I'm going to read this signature so that you
Do
understand.
you see the picture or
Oh
no?
yeah. Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
That's what made
The
me look at
face.
the fact it's and it's like I said, it's not a soul, but because of the experience you had in your life, it actually literally has left a mark, and you can see the person. So what I
Yeah.
can see is this energy as you stuck your neck out, you spoke back, and you weren't supposed to speak back according to that energy I'm picking up. Plus, he's here. Um, He didn't come at you threateningly with like a crowbar or things like that. Something in his hand. Did he ever come across to you like that?
Yeah, his hand. He liked to hit me in the head, in the
Okay.
face.
The main
Yeah, he
reason.
tried to kill me 4 times.
Okay. All right. And he says the intensity of that is why it's there. Now, when I'm looking at this, and this is like beginning of the show is that what is it we can't see, or what are we not willing to see? Well, when your body started to act up, it's that we're addicted to that particular behavior or story or experience. Okay.
Mhm.
And this is a lot of anxiety because my neck is, I really,
Yeah, and if you can see the one where my neck or my head is going down, it's in one of the smaller ones.
oh, yeah.
You can actually see in my back a picture, and it's a lady, I think, a face. You see that dark part by my arm, my
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
arm?
Yeah. Just give me a
Yeah.
second here. It does feel okay. I can see the feminine aspect, and I'm asking for more clarity because I want to see if is it is it a soul attachment, any of that, a walk in? No, I'm getting that these are like when you were growing up, somebody would just curse your name. So did somebody always just curse at you, swear at you, be mad at you constantly when growing up? Because my voice is starting to really go.
Not really.
Okay.
Maybe my dad, but I mean, it
So
wasn't a
like a
curse or anything.
female. Well, if when you curse somebody, there's actually intention. But when somebody says, "Well, I hate you," that's still a curse.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
Not when I was a kid. Nobody told me.
Okay. So this particular energy field has a lot to do with the way the actions of this person, what came at you. Okay. And the actions doesn't always mean that it has to be violent, but to a child, it will.
Yeah.
There is a cord to this female, and I feel it's more of a grandmother figure, and you should have known your place. There's something about you should have known your place. And I'm asking for a very specific thing. And they said the nerves, I don't think that this was even to you. I think it was in your household when you were growing up.
My mom.
And so what happens is that you, according to you and your nervous system, is that it shocked you because it was like a sonic wave.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't really see it being to you, but if the cord is there, and you know how like you've seen TV shows where somebody will jump out in front and take a bullet for somebody. I feel in a way the energy that was thrown, I believe, at your mother or thrown or the mother at whatever. I feel that cord is how it got there. Okay.
Okay.
But there's a contract with that cord. And it's like you came in to learn about what is it like when these type of relationships play out. Okay? And they said that, oh my, okay, my throat. Oh, you said you're not wanting to do something. I am not going to do something. When you do a not, I'm not going to act that way. I'm not going to do this. There was something that you saw as a child that became a habit. And I feel like, so did you think that your parents or anybody felt hopeless? They just were hopeless. They didn't have courage and they didn't have any of this.
Not my parents, maybe me when I was little. Yeah.
Okay. So because it says towards self, so I sometimes you never know if you're taking something or if that was you, but you turned it towards yourself. So if I ask about this, they said yes, because you saw aggression. Did you see aggression when you were growing up? People being really aggressive, negative, angry, or to get something done?
My dad?
I feel like you thought that it came from many people, from what I can feel. It's like, this is what you saw. This is why you were greatly discouraged all the time, because it's like you could only have to see it once, but it caused you to lose.
Yeah, a couple of places. Like I had this best friend. We lived in a circle, and her mom and dad basically was my second parents.
Okay.
And we actually heard the fight from outside.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, again, the discouragement, I think that a lot of it was how you saw that actually it kind of affected your relationship style growing up. You know, like if you hear people fight all the time, like maybe that's what you're supposed to have, or you're supposed to cower down, or you're supposed to do this. But again, they're saying
my throat's always jacked up.
Yeah, and it has a lot to do with this, but it's something about you just spoke up. It's like, okay, now I know the time's up. Just let me give you this real quick.
It's already been 8 minutes.
You observed as well as you've had it done to you.
Yeah.
That what I see is like if you got your neck out of the joint, you were going to say, and you stick your neck out and stand up for something and make a difference with your voice, or you're saying no more something. You got the what for? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't ever remember like standing up saying anything when I was a kid, but with the second one, yeah, like I had enough. He went to hit my kid, and that was it.
Oh, Mama Bear came out. Okay, good.
Yeah, and then I got it worse, but yeah.
Yeah, but
he ain't touching my kid.
Yeah, good for you for standing up.
But that's the only time I remember standing up and saying until now, because I won't go through.
Yeah, we're going to ask Spirit to help you see more, because as I asked your body, are you willing to let this go? And you said, and it hesitant. And I says, well, why are you hesitant? And he says, well, I know what bad feels like. I know what infamy feels like. I know. And that's been my identity for so long.
Yeah. It's like I don't even know my own identity, because with both of those relationships, I've had to be someone else.
Exactly. And so now that's what that's just why we don't, those are like programmed safety blankets. And they're not healthy, but what they are is they're programmed, and you have to slowly decide, this is not me. I don't have to. And so I would take small bits.
I'm trying to,
I
but
know
you gotta
you've
check.
been growing.
I started when I was 19 in my first relationship, and I'm 46 now. Since so all that time, I don't know who I was somebody else basically.
Right. But Crystal, when you first started out with me a year or two ago, I can't remember, I noticed that you are so different now than you were.
Yeah.
So got to give you credit for that. Give yourself credit.
Because I'm not with nobody. I refuse right now.
Good. Yeah. Work on yourself. But I feel like you've actually been happier too.
A little bit.
A little bit, but so much better than
Just because, well, my grandson, he brings the joy. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
He was in a tournament on Saturday. He came in 4th place in karate, and he's only 4.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
So the reason, okay, so when you start to realize, wait a minute, I have an impending doom thinking or pending doom fear, or you have people come to you and they talk about impending doom stuff,
Yeah, there's stuff. Yeah.
You may have to sit there and realize, shit, that's what Brenda said. I can see it, I can feel it, and I can definitely feel it. And when you will start to get ready to let that go. And when you are finally letting it go, Spirit has said that, that's what you want her to do. Notice that you have to make yourself small so that impending doom can't find you. Do you know what I mean?
No.
You don't want to be a target, so you're going to try to hide.
Yeah.
And you can feel it coming, so a part of your energy makes you feel small because you don't want them to make you feel small. So they said that if you don't want that impending doom. When you start to recognize it, then say, I'm going to put on a scale from 0 to 10. Yes, I can feel it. Brenda says to hold L3D. Okay, left wrist, 3rd position deep. And I want you to sit with how you felt it and seen it and know what impending doom is, even if you see it from one of your friends.
Yeah, because
that's safe for you to go, oh shit, yeah. So you're gonna sit in your room and going, I see how my friend sees it, and then you will start to bring that down, and then you'll start to come a little bit more closer to you that it's okay to let these go. Okay.
I know. I was just gonna ask one more thing. So the other night, like, there's always noise in my corner, like I told you the one time.
Yeah.
But it was weird. Something like hit my closet door. Okay, I have a walk-in closet, but the door's always closed. It hit it, and so I went outside. I thought maybe it was outside or something. Nothing. So I come back in, and then in my closet I have the metal hangers, and they started clinging, like boom, and they started clinging.
Okay.
Nobody is in there.
Well, a lot of it has to do with, okay, how do I want to explain this? When your mind, when parts of your mind starts to hold patterns, okay, just like your body is, you will see and feel and hear things because it's relative to you in that space. You've been carrying, this is that impending doom I was telling you about.
Yeah, because it's all day, like in the corner of where my dresser is, but
right. And this is what if you can just sit down and start looking at that. I know, and you have to do your best to stop overthinking, because you'll make it more so than it needs to. You got to get it back into that you are the power, you are the choice, you are the one that says I'm in charge. But until then, if your brain keeps going into this high beta, it's going to make this more and more real. Okay. I don't know how to explain it except for take charge of the emotion so that it doesn't create these things. Okay. You have a lot of experience that says this shit is real. And I'm not saying it's not, because
it is. I know.
Because the way that the brain is marking it and the way your experience is, it's making it. But if you can take and pull your power off it, it can make this start to go away.
But it's not like it's not a spirit or anything. It's
when I'm looking at it, you can, here's the thing, when you start to make certain things appear, it is going to be your brain that's going to try to predict.
But half the time I'm not even paying attention. I'm watching my TV facing this way, you know,
And we're not greater than
not thinking about it.
Right, right. Engrams is that we had a bad experience. Everything equals everything, which means I had a bad experience. And so I have to be on high alert. My body, every part of me has to be on high alert. Okay. And if we catch something and then we start to think about it, we're going to give it meaning. When we think about it and give it meaning, and then we think about it some more, we're going to create a reality. When you start to really get a handle on the two parts of yourself, the ego mindset and the spiritual mindset, and you take your power off of that, you can make the thing that seems real to become unreal. You can actually take your power and dismantle it. Do you understand? And it's learning how to be more you. Okay. And
how do you do that? I mean,
like I said, just take it one step at a time. Hold those points. Catch when you are
L3?
overthinking. Well, the first one I gave you was L3P.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember if I gave you another one or not. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering because I didn't. But you said the point, so I mean.
Right, and the other one I'm going to tell you to do, so your mind doesn't have to go there, is R3S. Okay.
Okay, and
go ahead.
What do you think? Like last night, after I seen the picture, I actually noticed the one on my back. Like the pressure in my back was so, like it got so bad last night. Like
Right.
I was literally crying.
Right. That's the fear. That's the imprint. My stepfather's not in my life, but my body will pick up signatures, the engrams, and my neck will go out because it's saying, oh shit, this is going to happen again. It's not going to happen again, but I have to listen to my body and I have to release that. And that's why the healing tools are very important, because your brain is telling your body that it has to react that way. Okay. The immune system is constantly listening. And if it sees that you are having these filters and you're thinking and your life force is reinvesting again and again and again, you're going to keep repeating the pattern. I'm telling you, disrupt the pattern. You can run with it and keep thinking and keep repeating, or you can say, okay, you know what? I'm in charge. I'm going to hold these points. I'm going to heal it down. I'm done entertaining that. Okay. Because when fear takes over, it can create a whole nother world that you don't need to live in.
Yeah.
Okay. So just re-listen to this. Just take charge. And I can't just they'll six.
Like I'm not really familiar with Zoom a lot, but is there any way that it'll like save this chat here?
This chat, anything that I do on Facebook usually is saved and when you go to my main page, which is Medicine Woman Solution.
Well, I know. I just mean not the whole thing, just the our chat.
No,
can you download it?
I don't break those up. I don't go. I mean, the whole show is just one whole show. You have
okay, yeah. The other day I seen something about downloading the chat, but I don't know. I don't know too much about the Zoom.
Yeah, it depends on anyways, I gotta go.
Okay.
Yes, what you can find is on my page. But start healing that out so that you can get those signatures out of your body. You don't need them there. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
But thank you.
All right. Thank you, dear. All right. I hope I helped. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Okay. Let's see here. Get the right screen up. And now, oops, I really screwed up my screen. There we go. I'll have to come back and read all of your guys' response. Hey, Thor, you won a 30-minute session with me. Just so you know, you were the winner. Let me go back to this. We are going to take our, we're going to take our 15-minute winner, which is Kate. Okay. And I got to sneeze. So Kate, good God. Okay. All right, Kate. So I'm not sure how you want to do it. I'll send you the link if you'd like to come on. You don't have to have a video. You can just have audio. I sent you the link. And so all the people that have paid today, your name will go into the drawing for the month of July. And whew, my brain. Did I sneeze? I can't remember if I sneezed out loud or if it was just the pressure I could feel. That's bizarre. Okay, let's get audio now. Almost there. Hi. Okay, look again so we can get the volume. There you go. Can you hear me? Oh, can't hear you though. Maybe it might be your earplugs. I don't know. Do you have a volume mute button on your thing? So she's going to hook that up. All right, we're going to see what happens. Okay. Okay. I did sneeze. Okay, good. See, I didn't know. I felt I couldn't remember. It's so funny. Yes. No. Okay. We may have to go back out and back in again. No, nothing.
No.
Yes, yes,
right.
yes. Got it. Oops, try it again. I have to ask you to unmute. Somehow I got muted again. It should get there. All right, I can't unmute you, but I'm going to keep asking. There should be a microphone. I don't know if you're using your big computer or not. Down below usually has a microphone where you can, it'll look like a line through it. Okay, but it's Zoom is saying that your volume mic is off. Now, does that mean that your do you have a clicky thing on your headpiece? Is that muted off?
Yes, now I.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, right.
Oh, we got it. Okay, excellent. All right, so you, my dear, are the winner. How cool is that?
Oh, I'm very excited. Thank you so much.
All right, Spirit did it. Okay, so tell me what we can do.
Oh, so much. I don't know. I've been very burnt out recently.
Okay.
So after COVID last year in Toowoomba, I crumbled, and so my whole body, like from the pressure of working with complex clients, because I'm a social worker, or I have been working as a social worker.
Okay. Yes.
Complex clients, doing risk assessments, working with the children at home, running the house, doing everything. I just, when the kids went home, I sat for months. And then late last year, I found your channel. I feel like I started picking up after that, but I keep on going into slumps.
Okay, so I'm watching.
I haven't been able to.
Stomach meridian just doesn't want to connect. So I talk in energies, and you got to the point where you're just disgusted with the way things are, and it was just such a stack on top of it all that the weight that was on you crushed you. I don't like the word crushed. Energetically, it just, like you said, broke
me.
Yes, yes.
I felt broken.
Okay, good. All right. So that was a good choice of word. So they're saying that they want to take and they want to look at your brain and see if we can so you can measure it. Do you feel that way now? What do you feel now? So that we can
feel like I'm starting to like get some momentum.
Okay. So
with things
as we measure the feeling of like or
It's
or
probably about a 6 or 7.
good, good, good. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to change that and see if we can get your body to go back in line, because you have 2 frozen meridians, and no matter how much work you're going to do, those are going to stay frozen, because and what I mean by frozen is that just like a car battery, you have to have the positive and the negative to make the battery run. These are not operating, so nothing's flowing through. So your battery, you're not getting juice. So you're going to end up using your hand. The first place that you're going to use your hand on it is the stomach. And that is, all right, so you have to get to your feet, okay?
Oh, yes.
So you're going to do both. Yes. So to find this one, it is usually the second toe, and you go straight up, and it will look like it goes up, and you'll feel a ledge just before it gets to the
Oh,
curve.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And
so I can't do, I have to do one at the same time.
Oh, I know. When I see people do that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember when I could do that. And then so I had this one girl, she just like picked her leg, and I'm thinking, is that even an attempt?
I'm doing it like, I don't know, a yoga.
Oh, good. No, that'll work. Yes. Okay. Make sure you use a palm, and then you sweep it across, and then use the back. Usually, I like when people use a magnet, but
I don't have a magnet.
Yeah, that's usually what the answer is.
I do have a crystal magnet, and I can go get it if you want me to.
Oh, no. I'm amping that your hands up, so it's all okay. No big deal.
We're all magnetic, aren't we, really?
Whoa, that shifted. Keep going. Oh, wow, I just had spine tingling. Here we go. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, now those spots, I want you to rub them. Rub the top of those spots. Yeah, it's causing. Yeah, it's working. I can't speak. Okay. Whew, God, it's like you hadn't had a lot of energy up here in a long time, because now it's like it's coming up.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yes, it
very stuck. Very depleted the last 12 months.
Oh, okay. Now my body's like, ooh, now we got hormones stuck, because now all of a sudden I want to go through a little hormone surge. That's okay. That's flushing. That's changing. Now we're going to go to here on the side of your hand, the karate chop point right here. And I want you to go across like this. Get it all cleaned out.
How do I like?
Yep, no, that's it. You did good. You did good. You did good. However you want to do it. This is your small intestine area. It's like, oh, where's the love go? It's like, okay, switch hands. Do the other side real quick.
Oh, that's making me feel sick.
Oh, whoa. Okay, stop. Go rub that one. Just go back to the other hand and rub it. Just get in there and rub it, because, yeah, we need to balance that out. All right, a little bit more air came in. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll go over on the other hand and finish changing the polarity on it. You feel as sick?
No, it's good. A lot better. Good. Thank you.
Okay, now you can rub that. Jesus, it's interesting. I
can feel that too.
Good, because it's like it starts in the back, and then but it's right in the middle, and then it goes up. It's the strangest. Okay.
I'm highly intuitive like you.
Oh,
I just got stuck. So I'm exactly the same kind of intuitive as you. So
now notice the brain. Now you can stop for a second. Now just take a second. You know how you felt before.
Yes.
We've opened up those channels. I don't know if you can feel it yet.
My head.
Yeah. Does it feel better?
Yes.
Now I want you to assess those feelings that you were talking about.
I'm feeling like broken. I feel like there's a lightness in my chest as well.
Good. Now remember, this is going to stay that way. Your body's been having a habit ever since that happened to you. But so now we're going to take and I'm going to say, is there any more we need to do? They said no. What they want you to do is notice that it created an aversion. Like now you're timid. I don't know if I want to go back out there. I don't know if I want to. So you've been in a situation. It's like when my electricity's been out for a year and a half, and it's like I'm so used to it being out. I walk in the house dark and I'm like, I can turn the light on. Come on. Well, I don't know if I need it. Well, we do these things. I don't know if I really want to go and do this anymore.
Yeah.
But finding your groove. So we want Kate to find her groove. So you became addicted to that particular relaxation, that downtime that your body needed so much of. Okay. But at the same time, you're like, can I find another way to go there besides all of this stress that I had? And they said that we want you to look at the stress because in a way you kind of chased it pretty much all your life.
I have. I've always been like had a very challenging, stressful time as a child,
Okay.
adulthood. Like now, it's just
And
followed
now
through the whole
Yep.
time.
And they said
And
that
I want to move towards peace.
good. Good.
I mean, isn't that what we all want?
Yes, we all want that to help change consciousness. But what happens is that you didn't get a chance to learn as a child how to self-regulate. Then you got
Yes,
older and you're like, I still didn't get to self-regulate. And then you got slapped to sit down and say, oh, sorry, Kate, you're broken. And now it's like you went
Yeah.
to the bitch slap of I've got to change. But now it's like, how do you get back into the groove of me? How do I do that? Again,
It's
it's
kind of
about
like the lady
self-regulation.
before, or a couple of people before. How do I
Yeah.
get? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to ask Spirit what, and they said that the self-regulation is that you felt small yet when you're younger, so you put on a role, a hat, and said, "This is who I'm going to become," and it
Yes.
served you, but you're kind of burnt out from that role because it's not really the nature of really who you are.
No.
You're good at it. You're like, please
Yeah.
don't look at me and know I'm good at that because you're going to make me do it. Okay. So we want to be able to change hats. We want to be able to step more into who you are. And they said, in order to really do that, you have to not be disgusted all the time. So now we have to understand that word for you because it is in the thinking of, like, let me define it for you. Okay. And it's important to know the definition that when we're discussed it's a feeling of revulsion or strong disapproval. And it usually will come up aroused by something unpleasant. Okay. So when, like, my daughter, she's grown up, and she was always mad at something or somewhere. And all of a sudden, one time I was doing something and she's like, oh my God, that's so disgusting. And I'm like looking at myself and I'm like, I just made a gesture. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it took me back to how my other sister would be so mad at mom. Mom, don't, that's disgusting. Because my mother would walk around going, hey, do you want some chicken breast for supper? And it was just like, Mom, you disgust me when you do that. You know, so it is knowing your
Sorry, that's
actions.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny. So, you know, do you they're asking you to become aware. Like when you are working or doing other things, do you just go, oh, that's just disgusting? Notice how that word plays in your world. Will it be disgusting? It may be another word, but they're asking you to stand up to find this word because it literally is going to yank your ass back into old habit. And your body's like going, do I get a say in this? No. And it will control you. As you try to go back into your life, that will begin to control you. So they're saying, take a look at habits. Take a look at habits. Because your habits? No, others. Okay.
Yes. So what happens in my life is I get to a really high energetic point and my children and my partner bring me back down to where they are because they're not as evolved as I am.
Okay.
And so I feel like
Insane.
I don't want to do it anymore. I feel like
that's what's called insanity.
And they feel, I feel like energetically they all pull me as well, so they're all energetically linked. And I do the put them in behind the, the soundproof glass. I do that really often, and when I feel that, and that helps a lot. But I just feel like I am going insane.
Right, exactly. And that has to do with how you not sure exactly how to create a new relationship with these people.
Yes.
Because I know exactly what you're talking about, because I would be in that spiritual space. I would come in and then they want me to go back to their reality.
Yes.
And I would feel this push-pull energy and the control dramas to get me to behave so that hey, I recognize that's mom. But when I didn't do that, that's when they were like throwing a pissy fit, because they're like, I want you to act like this. I want and it's like they didn't come out and say that, but when a person has a particular outcome, they'll move heaven and earth to get it.
Like a few weeks ago, Brenda,
Yeah.
I've never had this experience ever before. I felt like I was on a really high, like, emotionally, I was really happy, like really happy inside. Spiritually, I was up there, and it was just because I've been doing lots and lots of work. And then I came home, and the fights and the drama, and I had to leave. I had to went into the shower, and I had to literally leave because I felt like I was energetically torn into pieces. I just can't go. I can't go.
This is where it gets, this is, okay, I know exactly where you're at. Okay, so this is where you're going to have to begin to really balance yourself. And you're asked to heal how they get to you.
I see.
Because you had invested that energy. This is familiar to you. If you really look at it, it's kind of like what you had with growing up.
Yeah.
You put on your role, you said, this is who I am. And now you're taking that role off. And now you're doing your best to become you. The problem is that you're still losing, you're giving your power away. You didn't know what to do when you were a kid. And now you're an adult and you're like, well, I can't stop myself from giving my power away. It bothers me. So now how do you know it bothers you? Because you make it bother you because you can't stop thinking. How? Energy. And usually we'll have our energy contracted as a kid, and we don't know how to make it go out. This is one reason why I tell people to do Celtic Wave, connecting heaven and earth, doing Wayne Cook in the hookup. And the reason you do that is so that your body can start to learn a new habit. Because you didn't know how to self-regulate, then you're going to start putting in that energy because everybody else's demands of their energy, because they don't know how to self-regulate either. So, but your soul is saying it's time for you to heal this. And they said when you were growing up, you saw love as a weapon.
Yes.
Okay, so it's probably going to be infiltrating your ability to be the mother, be this, how do I do this? And you're wanting to change all of that as well. Here's the kicker. If you don't change it, then you're going to start to really keep repeating. So you have to, like, I began to notice my reactions when Spirit says, this is what you have to heal next. And so I says, what is love? And my kids were bouncing around as little kids, and they're like this pure love. And it was like, holy shit, what an amazing difference in frequency fields. And I could literally feel how I could not handle it. And so I had to start to heal that. And one day I watched how my son ran up, tried to get on the computer, and the bigger person was like, get out of that spot. And I'm like, and then the horror on that child's face was,
that's not love.
Exactly. Is that I see this, I'm not going to be mad at the situation. What can I learn from it? What can I heal? If I'm doing this behavior, I'm going to change this behavior. I'm not going to coddle, so that they think that I want them, so you start finding a whole nother way to live.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's,
I've got a lot of the parenting stuff, like, a lot of the parenting stuff. The kids go to an amazing school, and so I've learned a lot from there.
I learned that that's how I end up learning a lot of stuff, is that I learned it from the nanny. I learned, super nanny. I learned it from going to their kindergartens and participating in there. I learned a lot
Yeah,
of skills, but what I
I
didn't
did too.
learn, and those skills made me feel like I had the ability to do stuff, but I didn't know how to handle when their energies, and mainly it was when they were mad or they couldn't get their way, or, and it would
Yes,
just be this lofty bully energy was my biggest
yes,
hurdle. So they're saying
same.
again, you got to learn how to self-regulate. One of the things is that when you feel the intensity, okay, stop it. Just, you can feel it and you're like, oh, the first thing I would do is I would tell you to hold the wrist. Um,
Spread
right
it all
wrist.
three.
Yep.
All right.
R3S.
Yeah.
R3S. And hold it soft. And what happens is I want you to feel how all of a sudden you're about ready to lose it.
Yeah.
Okay. And your body will start to get retrained to say, wait a minute. I can self-soothe. I can do this. It's okay. And then they said the other part is you have to start registering those self-imposed limitations that came up as a kid.
So
Okay.
what do you mean registering? Just like
Okay. So first of all, I'm going to give you the point. R1D. So it'll be at the top and you're going to push in deep. So
yeah,
as you start to recognize the familiarity of these emotions and you start to pull them out, you're going to start noticing, oh, you stop yourself, self limitations, okay, self imposed. And let's say you want to behave a certain way. No, I can't do that. The hugest one, it sounds so strange, was that here I am 30 years old and I couldn't mimic because in my mind, I was told as a kid, mimicking is wrong.
yeah,
So here I am, I would stop myself from actually doing something. So this lady had wanted to go somewhere and I wanted to go too. That was mimicking. So I couldn't get my voice past. And then I said, Spirit, just help me out. And the next thing I know, it was, hey, would your daughter like somebody to go with? Yes, she wants somebody. I didn't even know that. So I wasn't
yeah,
mimicking. And I had to heal my belief system that stops me from having and being and doing.
yeah.
So
See,
by
I'm
putting your
I'm
head on,
too overwhelmed. I'm the other way. I'm too overwhelming for people.
okay. But see, if you're too overwhelming to people, okay. So they said that, yes, that's true, but it's also in the habit of feeling awkward. So you're trying to figure out how to get over being awkward. So you'll become overwhelming. I said,
Yeah.
you want her to heal that? They said, yes. But it also has to do with, seeing it goes into a deeper story. So I will tell you R1S for what
Okay.
you gotta feel it and then let it go, because it's been
Okay.
your identity for so long. Okay.
Yes.
But it also has to do with related of keeping them around the homestead. So did your mother not want you to grow up?
My father.
There you go.
I
So
think my
that, just
father.
understand, these little things are going to come up with a memory, and they're not going to be just random. They are going to be coincidental. Spirit says that you're willing to change, and so Spirit will be there to help you by showing you and then slowly healing it. So you're ready to take and see it and then heal it and then move out of it. You're learning to rise.
I'll have a go of those 2 or 3 things. And if someone could write down the timestamp, that would be great.
Yep.
So that I
I
can go
think we
back.
got that. Thank you.
Thank
Now,
you.
how did you, I mean, you have to understand, is your brain still holding?
Yeah, it's still holding, and my heart, it's kind of my brain and my heart are very
Good.
they're connected. So yeah, they're
Good.
still holding. Thank
So
you.
now just notice that you don't really have to be that. You can get out of that. And if you can't do
Yes.
that, you know that you can always, I mean, I got the cheap one for $30 for 15 minutes and you can get a heck of a lot done. If you really can't get off that,
Yeah,
you just need a little extra. The shows come in here for free ones.
yeah. I
That,
do that too. Yeah.
okay, but just witness and keep that evidence, knowing that you can replicate this.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
thank you very much.
All right.
Brenda.
Well, I appreciate that you came on, and we will talk to you real
Yes.
soon. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. I almost left the show. That's funny. That was weird because it was like, end the show? No. Okay. Now, when people have expectations and demands, there is your thing. You have to, there's your challenge. Don't fall for it anymore. You have to rise up and just be somebody different. And then ask Spirit, show me how so that this will stop. I've gotten to the point where I didn't know how to do it. Show me how to make this stop. Show me how to make it stop. Spirit will show you. Believe it or not, Spirit will show you. If you're open and listening, Spirit will not even just show you. It will actually just make it happen so that you can move in a different direction. Now I need to find Jennifer Prince. Let me move this over. There she is. How do I, okay. Yep, right here. I got it. So Jennifer, you are ready. Then we go like that. All right. Okay, so I will, again, hang in there, guys. I will get to you. I will get to you. I'm not sure if Jennifer has used it before, Zoom. So timestamp this. I'm going to give Patricia while we're waiting. So Miss Patricia, so you're starting to wake up, and there's been an emotional repressed feeling that occurred. You had to repress it at 4 because you didn't want to feel it, and it feels like a curse that you've had to carry throughout your life. And it's related to having to chase the fact that I don't want to feel awkward. And I said, well, how do you want to help her heal that? And they said that she has to, when she felt that, she gave away her power. And they said, have her hold L2D. So this is for Patricia. L2D, and feel the lack of power. And you can also begin to feel the loss of power. You literally begin to notice it. And when you start to do that and heal that out, you can also go look under the healing tool, picking yourself up, because when you start to pay attention to how you lose it, you can call it back. Even way after the fact, you can call it back. So I think they want you to call it back. They want you to kind of notice at 7 years old, people used to dump on you and you lost power. Call it back. Okay. So let me just see how, I think she's getting there. She didn't ask me for anything. Okay. Next person will be Miranda. I'll just take Miranda. Now, Miranda, I felt like you said something about your wrist hurt. And they're telling me, okay, so it's just offset of the triple warmer. What you're going to do is you're going to use a magnet. You're going to use the magnet on the triple warmer on the back. So use both sides. And then you are going to notice that you're kind of stumbling over self-soothing. So the next hurdle of your little self is that you had a learned behavior. We're going 5 years old. People, you would feel the dumping of your feelings when you couldn't soothe yourself. So then it made the situation even worse, and the compulsion to have to grab onto something, as they're saying, because you rejected that out of your reality, because that's what you were taught, that it was rejected out of your reality. So they want you to do L2D and see where you go from there, and make sure after you use the magnet on your triple warmer point, the TE, remember to rub. Okay, does she have any problems? Maybe. Yeah. So just to let you know, I went over a little bit with Kate, and you know, she got 20 minutes instead of 15. So yay. Just for you know on that. Okay, so this one is the pay it forward, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, there's, oh, right, here we go. This is the pay it forward. And this is a good one. Why? I don't know. They're all good. Oops, wait, you got volume? No, I don't think, it just says Zoom user, so I don't think that means volume yet. Okay, can you hear me at all? Because I can't hear you. Oh, there it goes. Here goes the audio. I think we're getting there. So anytime anybody starts to feel awkward, this is where you're going to have a lot of issues in your life. I'm just going to tell people to hold L2D because it can jump into irrational thinking when you have it. Can you hear? Oh, almost. Next part is set up. Can you hear me? I can't hear you though. We're closer.
Are you
Yes.
listening for Jennifer Prince?
Yes,
I'm
there.
here.
I gotcha. I can hear you. Excellent.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to get this to get my picture on here. So
Oh, so
or my face.
do you want
I
video?
could start a video. Yeah, I could do that.
Oops. Okay, start that audio again. There we go.
Here we are.
Okay, we got it. We got it. We're set. All right. How can I help you? Oops, we're a little bit, what do you call it? Lagging. You know, we may have to go without video if that is going to be a lag. All right, I'm going to stop video and see if we can get volume back.
Hello?
Yes. Okay. I don't think we're going to be able to use video because of the looping or the
That's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
So we got you. Okay. So how can I help you?
Well, I got a lot going on in my life right now. My son has recently returned after a year and a half in San Diego, homeless. Just got out of my parents' house after 3 years, and it was quite a troubling time. Addiction, psychosis, hospitalization, treatment, sobriety now for about 3-4 years. I recently, well, about 10 months ago, my granddaughter is in my custody.
Okay.
We've started homeopathic treatment. She's suffered severe trauma and PTSD. She's watched her mom overdose, have seizures, beaten, choked out. I got a lot going on. Sometimes my anxiety gets so bad, like my whole chest
Yes.
just gets this hollow. It's a horrible, weird feeling. I can't even, like butterflies, burning butterflies.
All right. So I'm glad you're aware of the body that's included in this. So as I'm doing this, I can feel like underneath my chin up to my chin, the tip of my, well, right here, this whole area. It's like I want to choke. I want to,
Yeah.
I feel like my thyroid is going, it's not balanced. And I feel in a way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a thyroid problem and I've been trying to get a lab done, but they say I have to wait a year. And I'm like, no, there's something wrong with it, but they won't give me a test. So,
Okay.
So yeah, I hear that. I believe you.
Okay, because it's really strong. And I said, Spirit says there's a karmic debt, meaning that it's not that something you have to pay back because something bad happened. This is that you're beginning to learn that when somebody yells and screams, you don't have to save them. Because every time you save them doing more than you should, then the karmic kickback comes at you. And this is one reason this happens. So
Okay.
how can she they're saying that you really don't want to see anybody helpless because all of the stuff that you just explained you witnessed to, and it really makes you feel helpless because as a mother you're like, what can I do for my babies? What can I, so your heartstrings will just pull. Okay.
Sometimes I feel like you can feel them break. Sometimes I feel them snap, I swear.
Well,
it's very strange. Yeah, my heart, like,
so huge.
Yes, it's terrible.
Your body's like going, I can't process anymore. I can't process anymore. And it's just like, and then one more piece of shit flies at you. And you're like, I just said I can't process anymore. Do you not listen? You know?
Exactly. It's like 500 times a day.
Yeah. And
just
so what?
I'm just trying to live my life, man.
Well, now, exactly. Now what I'm seeing is that your body is addicted to that particular type of life. And it's because, oh, it's on
Oh,
cue, at 4 o'clock, why isn't hell breaking loose? And so then your body will start to feel, and then your mind will start to think about what it's feeling. And then you think what you feel and you feel what you think. And the next thing you know, the filters are in
yeah,
place. Just starts drawing that shit in. So I'm going to ask Spirit,
Yeah.
if you want her to help. And they said,
okay.
you get caught up in being so tired, but it's all of a sudden you silently brood. You can't stop thinking. You can't get it out of your head. And they said they need you to start to get it out of your head because you're watching, how like we watch TV and then those reality TV shows and how nasty they can get, and you're like, ooh, getting juicy.
Yeah.
Well, what's happening is that it's like the camera's on you and you're like, oh my God, I can't put up with one more thing. And you just like, I don't want to behave that way anymore. I don't want to behave that way anymore. And yet you get reeled back in to have to do this. I'm going to ask Spirit, how would you begin to heal? They said you got to first know that the idea of love is a weapon and that you're tired of being an object, or if people are being treated as an object. When you start to begin to see this, you'll start to notice how you go into a reaction of injustice.
Holy cow. Yeah.
Make sense?
I hate injustice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Notice how much
can't stand
how much willpower, how much life force you
Yep.
just put into that. And just by you,
Yep.
they're saying that,
Yep.
yes, it's good that you have that, but you're losing a lot of power, and it's robbing you from your thyroid, and it's robbing you of your they're showing me a couple other meridians, because they say then all of a sudden you have to overcompensate.
Yep.
And it's like when you get hurt, my hands hurt, so you're going to overcompensate by using this one more just to protect, well, your body and everything else. I have to. All right, so I'm going to say, how would you like her to work on this? And they said, well, first of all, she's got to stop silent brooding. Okay. And you sit there.
Yep. I've been fighting that so bad.
Yeah.
Can I add, I was born under a full moon.
Oh, lucky you. Sorry. Okay, but no, we can help this. So they're saying that your brain, the cingulate part of your brain, doesn't know how to shift gears. And what we're going to have to help you do is first become aware. I'm silent brooding. What Brenda say? Brenda says, grab R1D, right wrist, first position deep. Oh, I'm just going to sit here. And it's okay to silently brood, but let your innate body begin to heal you. Okay, you on a scale from 0 to 10, you may not catch that it's gone down because you've been doing this for so long, or you may notice it starting to come down. We want it gone. And you may have to do it several times because it's such the morphogenic field is constantly making that being a habit. The second thing is they want you to hold L2D. Okay, so as you're holding L2D, you're going to start noticing how make to feel like shit. Okay, that's your phrase. Make to feel like shit, whether it's happening to you or you have to do it somebody else, but you know what shit feels like. Then there is this impending, it's just an impending anything. It doesn't even have to be impending doom. It's impending. The anticipation, but it's stressful. They're saying again, L2D. So there's 2 points with 3 things. And they said there's a part of you that needs to notice that you can't self-soothe when injustice occurs. And when that happens, they want you to do R3S. Start off with that. But anytime you start to catch yourself of going into injustice, you're going to have to start noticing how much you love to fight about it or stop it, but it's the amount of life force you're putting into it that you need to start taking it back. And that's what the R3S is about. Okay.
It's kind of a generational thing. I was abused and neglected by the system, abused by police officers. My daughter was taken from me. She was raped. She was abused, pregnant by a much older man, statutory rape. And then my granddaughter. So it's like a generational, it strikes so deep that it's like, I just want it to stop. And it just doesn't seem to ever end.
So this is where you need to move it out.
Baby safe.
Right. So when you do this one,
Yeah.
you're going to take your R3S or R3D, and you're going to
Okay.
notice that it's linked to the genetic. Okay. You're asked at this point, it's your turn to heal it. Okay. No matter whether it's forward or backwards, it's your turn to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to nip this in the bud. When you heal, you actually heal the chain of event within the bloodline as well as through the consciousness. So begin to
Yeah.
hold R3D. And the biggest thing they said is that it's overwhelmed. One of the threads that's gone through all, there's more healing we can do, but I ran out of time. But you'll notice the thread. And if you're healing and you begin to notice it, kind of imagine that you got a fishing rod as you're holding this, that you're pulling it out of the family line as you're sitting there going, oh, here it is there. Oh yeah, I've heard it from there. I've seen it, and feel the overwhelm. Measure the overwhelm. While you're going through the pictures, what's going to happen is that your body's going to start to let it go, and you're going to start healing it out of the bloodline, the ancestral bloodline. Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. Well,
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brenda.
well, you're welcome, and we'll thank Melissa for this wonderful chance. And
Yes, thank you, Melissa.
all right, we'll talk to you real soon.
All right,
okay?
thank you,
All right,
Brenda. Yep, bless you. Thanks.
bye. So there's a bunch of things you can do. You know what? I think that's just how Spirit speaks, is that last minute. So let's get to the 1 minute. Well, let me check here. Yeah, we're good. Let's get to the 1 minute, and we'll go to Nancy Burke. So this is where Nancy Burke. Suppressed. You, them. When people start dumping their shit, you start suppressing yourself. And they say this is part of, this is your identity. And when it's not happening, there's a part of you that's like, I don't feel whole. And then you will start to attract people to start doing that to you. And you know that another part of your identity is to feel like shit. And then when people like to talk about making people feel like shit. So they said that in order for you to really start to take control of that, which you don't want those, and you have to choose that you don't want those identities anymore. They said L2D. Nancy Burke, L2D. Way you can begin to say, oh God, and then stop wanting to be addicted to it. They also want you to help you self-regulate when people start doing this. And that would be L2S. You got L2D and L2S. And you're like, I need to self-regulate. And kind of look when you're not regulating and how you can do it. Okay, so now we're going to go to April Lynn. Miss April Lynn. They said, you're doing really good, giving up expectations. So this is something you've done in the past. And they said, now notice that it's not about having to ego to say, I have to give up expectations. It's pulling you in, because you said that you made a decision. You started to notice that you started to break down the trajectory timeline, saying, no, I'm choosing this. And yet part of your ego is saying something different, that I have to give up my expectations. And they're saying, this is what your identity was. And they said, like around 8 years old. And this is such a habit for you that you will create a self-sabotage in between. And you feel like the reason it'll happen is the lack of power. They said L2D to start doing that. Catch it, see it, and L2D that, okay? And you don't feel like you can power to change it. Let me look at this screen. I feel like I'm missing something. Nope, just ends up being, got it. Okay, so now we'll go on to Lena, Miss Lena. They're saying bold. And then they're using the word emotion, so they're clue finding. And they said that there's something that needs to play out, something that needs to play out. And the energy of this happens to be, you're watching how people will speak and how they have to go into false self-assuredness. They will come up with an answer, a conclusion, and conclusions are not usually good. They will come up with a conclusion, about how they feel. They love hearing themselves speak. And then they go into false self-assuredness. Now, why you need to see this is because once you start to catch the patterns, you can say, whoa, I don't have to put my self-imposed limitations and show up the way they want based on how they got to control their world. You're beginning to pull back and start, I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. I have to say one more thing. The decisions to catch it, because my teeth hurt, and that's indecisive. The decisions to catch it is that you're going to start noticing they're saying and doing this, and they want you to stay right where you are, or keep you around home, or do something. And they said, if you begin to feel that, R1S that. Okay. We're looking at Crystal K. Crystal with a K. Okay, I just think of that drink. Crystal. All right. All right, keyword is bold, reality, debt, abuse, panic. Your identity is about beginning to notice that, do I need to use my words to invalidate myself? Can I catch when I've used words to invalidate myself so that they will stop doing something? So you're learning flippant language. I can't give an example because they just want you to start seeing it first, because you started to expand yourself, and then you're like, nope, can't expand myself. Somebody will say shit, and then you'll be narcissistic to yourself. You will be denigrating to yourself, but you're doing it in the words I want. Facetious. God, I think that's the word I want. There's another word that's almost familiar with it. Facetious. There's a. No, that's not the word I want. Facetious. Oh, I can't even spell it. Good one, Bryn. Oh, well, if somebody knows the meaning of that, I can't seem to get there. I'd be grateful. Let's see, here we go. Okay, let me catch up on my screen, and I do read these afterwards, so I appreciate it. Let's see. Now we'll turn to the room, and then we will go from there. Anybody in the room that did not get a reading that wants a reading, then let me know now. What is it? There's stop. Okay, there's another word besides facetious. I wish I could remember what it is. Huh. Don't remember. And just to let you know, some of those people out there, we have Academy tomorrow, and the Academy, for those that are going to get signed up, the paperwork, the thing, I'm still building it. Still building it. Miss Thor. Oh, that's right, Pamela, you paid too. Okay, so Miss Thor, galled, impending. I feel like you keep watching the same story over and over and over and over, and it really is playing the same story. And what it does is it disconnects you. It feels demoralizing, and you just want to fix it. You want to fix it, but they're saying you need to let it play out. Even the part you have to play, and it's like they saying that you've worked so hard, they need you to come back to center. You are looking for, you're trying to take care of the injustice. When you're trying to take care of the injustice, it is just like, I can't be passive. I can't be passive. I have to. And they're saying you just don't want somebody to become irrelevant, and you have to keep their love alive, their name alive. Does this have to do with your son? Yes. They said, notice the amount of energy that's causing the disapproval. It's causing it so much that it's like, it's draining you. So Thor, R1S, hun, R1S. Okay, let me see. Sarcastic. Oh, there's another name out there. I got to remember it. Miss Pamela Wright, we're going to give you 4 minutes. Wait, how much? I don't see when it comes across, I can't tell exactly. It's $2. How many minutes did you ask for? Because when it comes across, they take money out and do all this, and I can't only see the end result. So I'm not really sure exactly what you paid. So it's $2 for extra minute. How much did you pay for? Because I think you paid for 3. If I read the thing the best way I can correctly. So as soon as Miss Pamela tells me how many extra minutes she's paid for, that would be wonderful. And then, so I will come back to, 3. Okay, so you paid for 3, 2, 4, 6. So that's 4. Oh, no, hey, I got it right. Hey. Okay, so Pamela, ready? All right, they want to address stability. How stable is something? And I'm asking what? They said spiritual stability. And that is to know who you are, starting to find out who you are. And they said there's been a lot of lofty belief systems. So you're getting confused by how other people think about spirituality or something. They're pulling it from that line. And you're beginning to question, wait a minute. What about me? Because some people you've been talking to, they've been making it about themselves. But the search of the answer was, wait a minute, I asked the question I want about it. What about me? And it's not selfish to ask the way you asked. But then it's like, if I do this my way, what will other people think? And so I feel like there's a little bit of an impending doom to become more you, to become more strong, because they said that you have to address awkwardness. Oh, that's good. Okay, so usually we have to address uncomfortable and awkwardness. For you right now, it is awkward, because to find who that part of you is more, they said that it's kind of creating a stumbling block. So you want her to heal that. Where does it sit? Oh, wow, it's not just there, it's invading this. Okay. When an energy visits, when emotions visit that don't belong in another meridian, it can come and visit, or it can invade. In this case, it's invading. So the awkwardness invades your will about how you do things. So they said that in a way, you will go into taking something and looking at it through your ego mindset, creating a false meaning. Then you'll go into a conclusion and you'll start making a false reality, and then start living that for a while. Your soul is saying, we kind of don't want to do that. And I said, okay, well, how do you want her to take care of this? They said, well, if you hold L3S, heal how you feel, like I said, with the false realities and things. But they said, notice the sour graping. So look up the word sour graping. Notice if you're doing it, notice if anybody else is doing it, because within the sour graping, it changes your thinking and pulls you out of the way you're connected to spirit. And because then when it does that, it's like you have to go down this road, even though you don't want to. Okay. I said, and they said that when you when sour graping, however it comes in, then it leads to the next thing, being taken for granted. And one of the things about the mirror, when you start to look at this mirror, it being taken for granted, you can see it, but you also had said, I believe this is happening, therefore I have to make sure I let people take me for granted. Now this is changing of the I. This is about standing up saying, whoa, 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 do I honestly need to feel that I am that, comma, I am? And I feel like you're saying, no, wait, no. Yes, it may be true here, but I can take my power off. And I said, are you ready to start taking your power off? They said, yes. I said, good. And they said, notice that where you were passive, you may have to find another way to answer, to approach, to change it. It's like, you're not meant to have to go in that direction. Okay. And they said, notice that what you forced yourself to tolerate is actually an intolerance. And there's a vibration of that sits somewhere in the chest. And I said, okay, where do you want her to heal it out? And they said L2S. Okay. Okay. Facetious, treating things with uncalled for humor, flippant. There's another one, but yes, that is the answer to that one. Man, thank you, Spirit, for bringing that in, because I'm not thinking of it. All right, Miss Tammy Stevens. Miss Tammy, ready? What was that? I have no idea. It was a strange feeling. Here it is again. It's like you've got a radar. Ooh, ego people. Ooh. My whole body's like, huh? It's done it like over and over. Okay, stop. I don't need that anymore. And they said, when ego people are around, there's a part of you that automatically starts to shut down emotionally. And you put on this little mask, because you know, if you don't show up the way they expect you to, then something can occur. How interesting is that? They said they want you to start to become aware if this is happening, because you were fine with it before, but now the habit is distressing you, because you're waking up going, I don't really want to be that. The distress of it, of their energy, and the stress of having to be that, you're saying, I'm done creating spiritual debt. And that is, you're taking your life force, putting it into the issue, and you have to see it every day. And then because you're doing it every day, you're putting yourself into spiritual debt. You don't want to do it anymore. That's what I feel. Weird palpitations. Yes. Ooh, it was the weirdest thing. Here we go again. So that's a confirmation. Okay. I don't know. All right, if there's anybody else in the room. Oh, wait, no, stop. Spirit says, look. Yes, Miss Thor. Okay, so that's a link, I believe. Dealings? Yes. To help both. Oh, gotcha. Okay. You want to come in and talk about it, right? Or do it like this? How do you want to do it? And Bo is, my brain's not allowing me. Is that a dog? I'm sorry. If you watch the beginning of the show, you would totally see how I'm doing pretty good here. Trust me. Yeah, Zoom. Okay, wrong window again. Don't try to stick it there. It won't work. Oh, I'll tell you. It's been such an interesting... It's been just a freaking interesting morning. That's all I got to say. Here we go. So Alana, I feel like Spirit wants me to tell you something real quick. Look up the word blaming. Look up the energy of push-pull. Look at how the control dramas, look under, just type it in, control dramas, Celestine prophecies. They want you to begin to notice how depletion feeling it falls. And this is something that you said, I don't want to do anymore. And it feels everywhere. So it's an engram, meaning you can feel it everywhere. As you begin to feel that, Alana, I want you to understand, it just immediately makes you feel insecure, because it's all the time. It's all the time. And I feel like it's a power of suggestion. And I don't understand. So somebody lofty had made it feel like a power of suggestion. And it's like, this is where it taps in your insecurity. I'm just going to tell you R3S, Alana. Okay. So that you can kind of look at all those words and feel it, put on the scale from 0 to 10, see what happens. Okay, we had connection. Where did it go? Me no see no. Oh, we finally got sunshine here. Oh, it has just been rainy, which is good for our plants and our birdies and things like this. But so I woke up this morning and I had baby birds or something out in front. Oh man, they were just mad. there had to have been about 30. It's worse than an alarm clock, and they just wouldn't stop. And so I looked outside, and I'm like, what is going on? And they kind of like all heard me or something. And then they bitched louder. I'm like, okay. Sent them love, but I don't think it mattered. Then I come back, and then my back part of my house where my birds are, they're looking at me going, oh, I'm like, oh, you guys just want food. But I know that that wasn't their reason over here. So it was kind of funny. So I heard nature bitching. That's all I can think of. There she is. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Well, kind of. I've been anxious. My house is dirty, and I feel like I gotta clean it. I got a lot of dogs coming in. I'm starting to go like this, and I was listening to you earlier, so I'm supposed to do L2D, but
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel.
Yeah. I
skittish
think it
about
was. I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm wanted to know about Bo because he got neutered, and you're supposed to keep him quiet. And oh my God, I couldn't keep him quiet, and he's licking a lot, which there's some spots that are going white because he's licking because I can't catch him because I didn't. Anyway, so but he's in his sack. He has. It almost seems like there's still a testicle there, which isn't. I just want to make sure that it's not hemorrhaging. I mean, there's not. It doesn't look all crazy or nothing. And I did a little energy healing earlier, but probably didn't.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. I see. Okay. Several things. I do see an energy block in that area. And I'm looking to see if there's anything like we would call matter. And in this case, I feel like the fascia, the energy is not moving there. There's, but okay, so he's going through a dark night of the soul. It's like, what? It's like shocked about something.
This, yeah, the first day he cried and cried and cried because he was anesthesia. He didn't know what to do. So I just hugged him, and he just, yeah, he was not too happy. But the next day he was better, but he keeps licking. So I
right.
noticed
It is his body has not forgotten, and part of it is it's not forgotten. So now I'm just going to say, what do you want? Would you like me to address? Okay, so there's a dog here, happy and licking. Well, tongue's out anyway. I don't know who you are, but it sounds like a dog.
Oh, is it a Rottweiler? Is it Thor?
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, I've never met Thor. Thor, really? Oh.
He's gonna make me cry.
Okay, he says, oh,
I love him.
Just trust. Okay, the dog is mirroring that it can't trust. You are also having an issue in your life that you can't trust. You want to, so he's putting both his paws up on my desk, trying to, you want me to come here? He says he's doing his best to direct you. He wants me to make, I'm going to sneeze. Why are you? I'm okay. So the words are, I'm going to behave like that. I'm going to behave like that. So did he have a mannerism that was very much, did it stand out? Like he had something, who was him?
Thor?
Yeah, Thor.
Yeah. He was stubborn. He'd clap his hands. He'd work the crowd.
All right. Notice he's saying now that's what's happening with Bo, is that he doesn't know how to get back to who he was. Okay. There's something that threw him off besides, that shocked him. Hey, where'd they go? But he just keeps, okay, now he's making Bo's thoughts very intense, which is, oh my God. Okay, I did it. I did it.
Sorry.
Okay, so now Thor has his head down like this, and he says, the soothing emotions, you did good, Mama, you did good. But is this the dog? Is this her? Okay. So you haven't been experiencing headaches lately, have you? Or anything strange in the back of the neck, in the head?
I've had hot flashes a lot, and the other day, yeah, I had a headache.
Okay.
Uh,
So there's something, what, oh, now you're making my nerves itch. Oh, Thor, I mean, just stand back. Not you. Oh, okay. What do you want me to know? That's a lot of physical energy there. He says, okay, so is Bo timid?
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
he's grown a lot, but yeah,
Okay, and
he
the
is.
reason, okay, so now what's happening is that it's making all my nerve endings to be annoyed. Okay. And, okay, um, the more, okay, we're going back to the word distrust. The more he distrusts, the more he doesn't want it. And I totally have not set the timer. So I have no idea. So I'll just do that.
Right.
Oh, hold on. Oh, all right. He can't, his mind, no. What are we doing? Is this his memory? Is he picking it up other dogs? Is this something to do with his past life? So in this case, was this just about the evolution? No, this is so what kind of personality? Can you see his personality, Bo's personality? Is it just timid, or is there
Oh no, he's very playful, very loving, very affectionate.
okay?
But he can be a butthead at
All right.
times, kind of like
Now I
Thor.
don't know what this means, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The weird energy imprint that's coming through is that he's like a wizard that did anime, got stuck as a dog, and his nutsack's gone. You know what I mean? It's like, what?
I'm sorry.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it's like I can't even trust. It's like they were I I don't know how to explain it. He's like, he just can't get over this shock. And I said, is it just because you had that done? And it was like, no, see, now this is that wizard part. He says, I feel like I'm cursed ever since I got stuck this way. So I feel like he's more humanistic than he is an actual dog.
Yeah, yeah. Thor was that way too. Him and Thor are
That's probably
they,
why Thor is here. Okay.
they understand my words. They do.
Okay, so now he's on the floor laying down. So he's saying, yes, that was confirmation. Okay, he says, something about it's in my nature to be bold. Now I'm like, okay, so we're going there, but let's talk about how do we clear out so that he can feel better. We're getting there. Okay. So when did you get Bo? When he was he already a
Well, I think it was our they said he was like 2, but I think it was only about a year old when I got him. I've had it for 2 years.
okay, so the energy from, you know how things carry energy?
Mm-hmm.
He's got this energy of crying. I don't feel like it's his. I feel like I don't know if he knows it's not his. Now, as I ask, oh, he's got little pixies around him. All right, I'm going to ask the pixies. Can you help him? God, this is such a strange story. So, anyways, they said yes, but they're trying to help him self-soothe. And I said, so these memories, are they really his? No. So we're just going to ask Spirit to help out, and we're going to look at the dog, and we're going to put the spirit back into the dog's body. So when you're snuggling with him, you're just going to say, I put the spirit back into the dog. Okay, I put the spirit back into the dog. And you're going to do this. No, did you need to do it the other way? No. At the same time, you're going to tap in permissions? No. Love. Okay. Where? Anywhere. Okay, so part of the body, it can be happy or sad or whatever. Now it's carrying the sad, it's not his. And I want you to just kind of just like rub it in and say happiness. I put happiness in, I put happiness in. Now it's not giving me any particular direction, it's just saying that's there. Now to help him down there, they want you to take his 2 back paws and they want you to there's the padding. So I believe there's something about this padding down here, just below where you touch the padding, or just, on the hind.
And then
Yeah, get in there, use a magnet there, and then rub it, do both sides. Where he's had the procedure, if he can allow you to use a magnet both sides down there, do it, because it's like the communication process is not communicating. Then go back to, okay, so I'm looking at his hindquarters, but the inside, so here's the dog, here's his butt, here's the inside of his legs, okay? There's something to do with if you were to come up behind the dog, just underneath where his, I don't know how to explain it, his legs. It's there, that energy is not moving. So you may have to just kind of massage the energy down by the hip area and then under him where his tummy is. I feel like the energy is not moving properly. And I think just by stimulating it, because it's more of a fascia thing. And it's just, when you work with fascia, it is just kind of using intent, getting connected, and then slowly moving energy. The lymphatics need to flush. So kind of just the intention, helping the lymphatics. Massage his whole spine, because next to the spine, they're like little, to me, they remind me of little pillows, but they can be filled up with negative stuff. And I think if you massage the spine, it can start to release out the tailbone the way it's supposed to, and just kind of do that back and forth.
that was the not the inside of his legs facing his head, but the back side of his legs.
Yep, the back ones. Yep.
Yeah, I can do that.
Now,
He-
on the top of his head, if you could, now, even with animals, kind of keep your hand on top, his little forehead, and then on top of his head. It should start to balance out the blood flow a little bit, as well as the emotional balance.
Okay.
Just sit with that. And if you have, just allow the energy to come through.
Okay.
Um,
It's funny because somebody, was it you that told me that was my brother, but much more?
no, I don't.
Or I think I can remember if I think it was you, because I talked to Katie too, and she tells me a few things. And they said that he's my brother reincarnated that killed himself when he was 25 and more. So it's kind of cool that he.
I'm not sure. Well, I don't think it was me, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, he acts like he's human. He's like,
Oh yeah.
He's like, what the F did I do?
Well, I told him if he didn't behave himself, I was cutting him off. But it was only because you need to, because I don't need him all crazy with all the girls here and stuff like that. And I waited till he was 2. So he's a character. And Thor, he was everything. I mean, he was my business partner. He was my friend. And so I'm glad to hear he showed up.
Well, he's there to help keep the dogs in line as well. He doesn't mean to rile some. But
Oh, thanks.
but
You're
it
riled up.
happens, okay. He says,
Yeah.
well, I'm not coming in like a hellhound. He says, but I am coming in.
Well, it's good to know that he's still here.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, somebody said, we were talking about Pinocchio.
Yeah, I was thinking that just prior to for you.
I've only saw one Pinocchio, but today I had a think, because I do believe it might have been Katie who told me that for me to know if it was my son, or was it Thor, that I would hear whistles. And I'm going like, I just heard it today, remembered that she said that, because I haven't seen Pinocchios, and I have those cardinals in my backyard, and they're always,
Good, good.
I'm like, okay, but I can't remember if it was Thor or if it was Nick. I have so many
But
dead
yes,
people in my-
but the thing is you can hear them talk. And again, finding the right symbol is what you're looking for. So you can let other things go. You're trying to find it. Sounds like you found it. Okay.
when
The more you build up inside, build these files, the more you'll start to have distinctions.
I'm gonna
Okay.
write them down.
All
And
right.
I think Thor's around. If you'll verify it, Thor's around when I see feathers or birds.
Yes, because he's got a pillow in his mouth. And he said if it's a feather pillow, it would be toast.
He knew he was a good boy. He didn't do this.
Well, I get to play the way I want to play over here.
Oh, so I think it was the it was the bird. Well, no, the whistling might have been something else, but the birds was always Thor. I felt like Thor was
Well,
around.
he's got a pill in his mouth and he's joking around whether he does it or not. He's trying to say the feathers because what's coming out of the pillow happens to
feathers.
be, like a pillow fight type thing.
And I see him a lot. And so give him a big hug for me because I miss him.
He's with you right now. He's up there like, Ma, what do you mean? Give me a hug.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. I have to tell him. I think of him when I hug Bo because he would lay with his butt to me, and I'd have to roll him over to snuggle his head because his daughter's like that too. She's just like. Thank you very much. I will start working on Bo.
All right. And yes, work on and hopefully that'll start to move things. Okay, we'll talk to you real soon, hon. Okay.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so I will have to go soon. Let me just see. I don't think there's anybody else that, okay, yes. Good. I'm so happy to hear that you guys get the teachings, like the teachings, and want the teachings. I give a lot away. And that's because I need you to understand spirituality is just not rocks. It's more than that. It's shifting the consciousness. It's seeing the whole mirror. It's not just seeing a reflection, but being and seeing everything more. You are in charge. You are so in charge. You don't know it. But if you can learn that you already are reading your records and using the tools to be able to move yourself from ego mindset to spiritual mindset, you can make a major difference in your world. Okay. Thank you, Alana. Well, I had a feeling that spirits as well. She didn't ask, and normally I won't give it to you if you don't ask, but they're like, we're asking. So I was hoping I did right. Okay. Yes, I do got to get going because, work calls. You guys are great. Remember to always resolve to evolve. Remember that you can heal that. And when you can heal it, always learn that you can heal it instead of just deal with it. No more of that old days of doing things. The paradigm has changed. And when you do heal, you will feel it. But if you do all this without the healing tools, you're just going to fire and wire and make yourself more miserable. So don't do that. Just stop, take yourself in consideration, begin to heal and grow. When in doubt, grab a tool, heal it out. And as I say, stay blessed.